Hello, I'm Shazza, this is Hooked on Books, and today I'm going to do a tag video. I have like hundreds of tags that I'm supposed to have done. I can't remember what they all are, but I found like a little list, and I know that that's not all of them, but this was one of them. And I was tagged in this one by Mark Nash, who is the original creator, and also by Renee, I think, as well. So this is the last 10 books tag. So I love both of their channels as well, so I'm going to link their details down below, so you should definitely go check them out if you haven't already. And there are a couple of questions here, and I'm going to answer them, obviously, because that's what a tag video is. Question number 1. The last book you didn't finish. Okay, firstly, I pretty much always finish books. Even if I don't like it, I'll keep powering on through, I'll keep trying to get to the end. And I'd love to say that I'm the kind of person that can just put a book down if I'm not enjoying it, but I do really struggle with that. But I'm quite good at picking books that I like, so I very, very rarely find myself reading a book that I don't like. Question 2. The last book that you reread. This question quickly reminded me that I'm supposed to be taking part on the BookTube rereadathon. That's a year-long readathon where there's different challenges each month based on rereading. Completely forgot about that, so I'm clearly massively failing at that challenge. So I think the last book that I read was it was a Goosebumps book. I can't remember, I think that was for a month that was like for your guilty pleasure. So I read a Goosebumps book, which I had a great time reading that. I should probably get back into the rereadathon. However, at the beginning of this year I was really like wanted to reread a lot, whereas at this time of the year I don't really feel like doing that so much, so we'll see. I'll have to look at the challenges again to see if I want to catch up and pick up where I left off. Question 3. The last book that you bought. Okay, this is quite difficult because I basically never buy just one book. Although actually I've got a book currently reserved in work for me that I have intentions of buying just that one, but I could very well end up adding other stuff in. But I have intentions of buying just that one book, which is I think it's Are You My Mother by Alison Bechdel, which is the follow-up to Fun Home. So Fun Home is a graphic memoir, as is Are You My Mother, or whatever it's called. I'm going to see Fun Home in the theatre this week, so there's an adaptation of the graphic novel that I'm going to see, and after going to see it I want to be able to read Are You My Mother straight after. However, in terms of actually thinking of the last book that I bought, okay, I pretty much always buy books in bulk. And the last lot that I bought, I remember it came to about £130. And that's with 50% discount, so I obviously got quite a few. I could select a few actually and show you. Okay, pause. So one of the books that I got was Insane, which is translated from the German, I think. Yeah, German. And it's about this psychiatrist who basically wants to revolutionise the methods that are taken in terms of his job in a psychiatric hospital, and it like kind of looks at what is madness and that sort of thing. So I'm intrigued to see what this is going to be like. I think it's going to be really good, obviously, hence why I bought it. Another one that I bought is this one, which is obviously a pure cover buy. It looks weird, therefore I wanted it. Part psychological thriller, part contemporary magical realism. That's all I really needed to know. Looks great. Another one is A Field Guide to Reality by Joanna Kavanagh. Again, really, really cool cover. Really cool. And it says in the back, in this darkly ironic novel, don't need to know anything else. That sold it to me. So those are 3 books that I got recently. Question 4. The last book you said you read but you didn't. I know most people say they don't do this, but I definitely have. I'm not proud of it, okay?
I'm not proud of it, okay?
It's like, it's pretty much work related. So sometimes I'll just find myself, so I work in a bookshop, and I'll find myself in a conversation and I kind of get a little bit cornered, and then I think I end up just saying that I've read something that I haven't, because I get trapped somehow. I think one time I said I read War and Peace, which is hilarious because I've absolutely no intention of ever reading that book. But yeah, I'm not really doing it, and like it's like harmless nonsense really. I don't know why I end up doing it, but I think just my own insecurity sometimes as a bookseller. I feel like I have to have read everything because certain people make you feel like you should have read everything. So I've done it, not proud of it, is what it is. Question 5. The last book you wrote in the margins of. Oh, I haven't done this in so long. Okay, I love doing this, but I haven't done it in a little while. I think the last one, it would have been one of the Man Booker International Prize shortlist titles. So I think it would have been Flights or Frankenstein and Baghdad. I don't think I marked them too much, but I think I just probably wrote the odd thing. Probably. I really like the sentence. So yeah. Question 6. The last book you had signed. The last book I got signed was this one, which is Disbanded Kingdom, which is by my friend Paulus, and he wrote inside, Dearest Shantae, you came to slay. Thanks for everything. Love, Paulus. What a babe. So we really bond over RuPaul's Drag Race a lot, hence why he said Shantae and slay. And on page, I think it's like 130, he actually references RuPaul, which is just amazing. This is a really sort of introspective, thoughtful novel set in London, very sort of city-based, and it's about this guy who's gay and kind of meandering through London, but it's just so brilliantly written and great story. Highly recommended, but yeah, it's the last thing that I had signed, which is cool because it's by my actual friend. Question 7, the last book you lost. Okay, thankfully this is like a very rare occurrence in my life. I mean, I've lost books by lending them to people and not getting them back, but the actual last book that I actually lost was Concrete Island by J.G. Ballard. So I was in Tesco's, had it in my shopping basket, kind of left it in the shopping basket, was halfway through it. I went back the next day to get it and it was gone forever. It was a very traumatic time in my life. Question 8, the last book you had to replace. I sometimes replace my hardbacks with paperbacks just because hardbacks take up too much room, but I don't really know the last time that I did that, so I honestly can't really think of anything for this, so nothing. Question 9, the last book you had an argument over. Argument's kind of a bit of a strong word. I've had like mild disagreements with people. I've definitely faced opposition when it's come to discussing books like A Little Life, which is a book that kind of pissed me off, and with My Absolute Darling, which is a book that has many flaws but I absolutely loved, and The Secret, which is another book that pissed me off. Question 10, the last book you couldn't get hold of. I don't really ever fall into this difficulty, and I think that being a bookseller kind of helps me. So okay, I never ever admit on my channel that I say that I'm a bookseller, but I never like go into specifics because I don't want to feel like I'm some kind of weird representative. But basically, I work at Waterstones, so that's like pretty much the only chain bookshop in the UK, and I work at a branch of Waterstones, meaning that there's been one time in which there was a book that I really wanted that I couldn't get online. It wasn't in the store, it wasn't one that I could order in, but there was one copy in Birmingham, so I gave them a call and got them to send it out, pretended it was for a customer, but really it was for me, and that was the one time on which it was quite difficult, but I did get it in the end. So benefits of being a bookseller, I've kind of helped. Other than that, I don't think I've ever like struggled to get hold of a book. Ever, really. I don't think I like anything like that's that obscure, and I think generally even if books are out of print I always end up coming across them in like a charity shop or on eBay, so no, never really struggled that much. That was the last 10 books tag. Thank you to Mark and Renee, both of you, for tagging me in this. Sorry it took me 10 years to do the 10 books tag. I'm not going to tag anyone because this, you know, I got tagged in it like 10 years ago, but if you haven't done it, feel free to do it, obviously, and thank you again, and I will see you again soon, maybe, hopefully, we'll see. Bye.